But the problem is not only do you take it as is, but you also take it as is even with federal tax liens. If there's a federal tax lien on the property, which will displace a mortgage or anything else, you inherit the federal tax lien as well, right?
Yes, but there is 2 years or something like that. There is if that homeowner comes back and pays that the amount that you paid plus 25% of your money, they can take over that property. But all of this is common sense. Let's just say if this property is $200,000, has a $180,000 loan on it, and the person hasn't paid the property tax for 3 years, it's like let's just say $18,000 is being auctioned off for the $18,000. You and I, we are there, but do you think the bank representative is not there? Yeah, he's there.
The bank is bidding on these things too.
So all these stuff that we see on the 3 o'clock in the morning on the TV, oh, my wife and I bought this at $300. It's not. It has to be common sense. If I bought a house for $300, there was a reason for it, because nobody was buying it for $400. It's not just like, oh, you all just don't know anything, and I just happen to be there. No, that tax sale is good, but the thing is, when you go there, you see either there's a worthless thing that they're selling, or somebody much bigger, the bank representative standing there going, no, we are not going to let go our $180,000. Sure. They buy that, they will bid. If the bid is $18,000, the bank representative will make one bid at $198. You want to talk that? Go ahead.
Here's a house that sold in Detroit for $1. Did anybody see that on Yahoo? You know why it sold for $1? It did sell for $1. Yeah. I was thinking about buying a whole block for $25, but it sold for $1. And the reason being is that a few years ago it was actually in an okay area, and it was $90,000. Okay, then it went to foreclosure at $68,000, and then the bank got it back, and it was now this part of Detroit was not a very nice part of town. You know how those things can change. Now it's worth $30,000, and nobody can. And what was happening is they would fix it up just so they could sell it, and then people would come and take all the appliances out as soon as they put the stuff in. They would they took the copper out of the walls. Okay, so the bank's like, oh, well, we're going to put another $10,000 back into this $30,000 investment, and then so they basically found that it would be more profitable to sell that house, an actual house, for $1 than it was to continue to try it. And that's what we're talking about. Not all deals are good. Now, would that even be a good deal? For $1, a house for $1, would that be a good deal? Why would the bank do that? What would you inherit? You'd have to go in with your cop escort to go down in there and try to fix up this thing, and then as soon as you turn your back, all of your appliances are gone and all this stuff. My buddy,
you want to rent that place, you want to go collect rent in that neighborhood.
Yeah. So it's not a good deal even for $1. It's not for $1, because what happens is when I talked to my buddy buddy called me up and said, "Why don't we go buy a block for $25?" And I said, well, what we'll do is we'll mow it down, which costs $5,000 to $10,000, and eventually that property will be worth. So even demolishing it would have cost the bank $5,000 to $10,000. So they sold it for $1. Okay, but was it a good deal for an investor? No. So that's what we're going to kind of get. Okay, back to where we're at. Okay, now the bank sold on the foreclosure steps. 99% are sold back to the bank. Okay. The other 1% are those lucky guys that really know what they're doing, or Joe the plumber that outdid me. Okay. So anyways, we're here. Now it goes back to the bank. The bank goes, okay, now what do? We own it. Go look at it. Who wants to go look at it?
Now
we went and looked at an REO together. We went and looked at it. We're like going, I hope they have a place to clean my shoes off when I'm done here. It was sad, but bottom line, it was opportunity. It's opportunity. Somebody come in now.
Somebody's trash is somebody else's gold.
Treasure. Then what's going to happen is what as we do as investors at this point, now we're dealing with an institution. It's no longer an emotional deal. No longer dealing with somebody losing their house. We go in as investors, and this is a true example case that we just put under contract that we did. We comped out at 190 to 200. We got under contract for 130, but we really wanted it for 120 because it needed a lot of work. But investors need a margin and all this stuff. We got it under contract for 130. We're going to need about 20 to fix it up, so it's worth 150 is what we got into it. And then it's worth 190 on the open market. He made 40K, but he's probably going to rent it, right, Mo?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, because he's smart. Now, what did this person do? They took a trashed out property in a nice neighborhood, and as an investor, what did they do? They fixed it up. So we're actually improving neighborhoods when we come in and buy an REO and fix it up, and the neighbors love you, and you got brand new sod on this house, and it's been repainted, and it looks good, and so we're actually doing the community justice and making money at the same time, making our profit $40,000. For me, it was too much of a hassle for me to come in there. Even for $30,000 or $40,000, it wasn't worth it to me because that's not what I do. I mean, and I would have had to get contractors in there. Mo was saying, you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. You turn it over. We find clients like you that then we hire experts that can come in and handle the complete renovation of it, so you don't have to be involved in the day-to-day operation of that, and then fix it up, and then hire a management company to put a tenant in place. So and then you've got a $40,000 profit equity there. Your loan balance is way low. You have positive cash flow for rent, and you've got a good investment property. Okay, so a good time for it is where we like to work with is REO. All these other places, there's some opportunities. But a good place where you get clear title insurance. You get a property that might be already REOs sometimes are already fixed up. The bank says, go fix it up, and we'll sell it on the open market. Okay, so a lot of times the REO, the bank will fix it up, put new carpet, new paint, and they'll dump it. They'll get rid of it because they're not property managers.
One quick note: after the sale of the property in the auction, it has to do with the loan of that property. If the loan is a FHA loan, if the loan is a conventional loan, it becomes an REO. The bank will liquidate it themselves. If the loan is a FHA loan, bank turns that property to FHA, gets their money from FHA, because FHA is an insurance company, gets their money, goes their merry way. FHA turns that property to HUD, and HUD liquidates it. That's why the best deals that we always find is in HUD and REOs.
Right. It's just a transaction now, no emotions, we go in there, it's all about numbers, expert numbers. Is there enough margin in there to make this work so you can make money? I would say 80 to 90% of these at the end of the day are still not great deals. Probably closer to 95%.